Ghana is the place to be at the moment, but Ghana is a place where you need to tread very, very carefully. It's so sad that being one of the lawyers, people are crying. Some of the things that happen in Ghana, it will turn your stomach upside down. So what I'm going to do is just give you a whistle-stop tour about how you deal with what I can only describe as nincompoops. And I'm being very polite. Very polite. But let's just start. Why Ghana? I think Ghana is one of the nicest places, not just because of the fufu and the banku and tilapia. It's nice, but it's a stable democracy. And I think when you're investing in any framework, you need to be able to have that certainty of your investment. So that's a starting point for Ghana. Next is the headquarters, as my brother has already said about the African Continental Free Trade Agreements that's been set up. It gives you a level of comfort. You don't need to worry about how Ghana's growing, and it has the headquarters there. They've got this policy called the Year of the Return, Beyond the Return, and that's why I'm speaking like this, because it's a nonsense where you can have such a policy, invest your money, and then go to a country where you've put your land and property and all your savings in, and then not be able to live in it. That's a madness. And I hope now the representative from the Ghana government's here, we can pick his bones and deal with him and let him know our frustrations, because it's important that people invest sensibly and comfortably. But the right question is, why not invest in Ghana? And I'll tell you what, over the years I've seen people invest from different jurisdictions. I'm kind of lucky because I've been one of the signatories to the collaborations that have taken place through many sensible instructions and sensible organizations that have come together. What you see on there is the collaboration that we've done with the Prince's Trust. Now the purpose of that was to make sure that we can collaborate together to make sure young kids have an opportunity to do things. So you can see that people are coming to Ghana on a rapid level. Out in Dubai, we saw the Crown Prince also very active in trying to invest into Africa, especially in Ghana. EKN, Swedish import agencies are putting around $2 to $3 billion into the country. Mace, one of the biggest construction companies in the UK, investing in there. If you've been to the Octagon, you'll see that Mace is there. We led the consortium to Mace. WSP, you can see the old man there, His Majesty Asante Hine. Ghana is solid, but what you have to do now is just focus now on how you deal with Ghana. I'm not going to bore you with the law because it's quite boring, but there is a process. Now, if you think about how you deal with things in the UK, when you're buying a property, the first thing you're going to do is get a lawyer. Now, I heard one of these human beings, Val, I think it was, that says that they will take care of your legal fees. That's good, but don't take care. Get your own independent advice. There's nothing like independence, in my view. There's different types of land ownership: individual private land, stall land, what they call customary land. Then you've got family land, state land, all under the law under Article 258. There's procedures. Now, take it from me. Do not sidestep these procedures. You will fall foul of what the law requires, and then you will fall foul of what your intentions are when it comes to investment. Every single part of the procedure has its own procedure. What you need to do is understand the land that you're buying. Family land, different procedure from stall land, different procedure from private land. You have the lease of state land. Now this is the key, the rights of the diaspora. This is where I think a lot of the key principles, and I'm happy that the GIPC is here because that's what I'm fighting for. Having been recently appointed by the Ghana Bar Association as the head of diaspora, I'm not playing no games. I know what it's like. I've seen it firsthand when people literally lose what they have. And then you have this policy about inviting people, but nobody's aware that there's different rules for those who are non-Ghanaians. So please, if you've got friends from different countries, make them aware and make them be alive. These are the relevant laws. The Constitution, of course, the Lands Act, Land Title Registration Act, Conveyancing the Decree, and the Citizens Act. Now, the consequences of getting this wrong. I don't have a problem with this. We make more money. That's tree for manso. Now, for those that don't understand the language, that means you're going to have debates, arguments. In simple English, you're going to have beef about the land. The costs, hundreds, thousands. It's monstrous, some of these costs that I see. And the time. You have to remember, these landowners, or people selling their land, they live in Ghana. They got all time, all day, and they stay there. You're trying to build your life, so your time's limited. So anytime you have a dispute, your time's limited. The emotional distress. You've planned your life. You've made your decision to go and build yourself a life in Ghana. And then somebody from some village is telling you that his great-great-great-great-granddaddy's next door neighbor's best friend owns the land that you just want to buy. It's a madness. The emotional stress, it's so unfair. And if you get it wrong, I've seen people cry when they demolish the land. Some places it's right and proper for them to demolish because there's people that is building up land or building houses any single where, and that's mad and that's wrong. That's how some of the floods are being created. But if you go Accra, there's some parts where the Accra government are demolishing lands. It's heartbreaking. And I swear to you, this is not a joke. People are fighting for land. And unfortunately, people die over land. So the consequences is not to be underestimated. If you don't see these documents in any purchase that you're buying in terms of a land, tell that person to bounce. Tell him to get out of your face and bring this document. Don't listen to your family friends and say, okay, we know him very well. You can know people very well, but the law won't recognize you very well unless you have these documents. When they appointed me, the first thing I had in my mind is to make sure that the people in the diaspora are protected. We made a collaboration agreement with the Bar Council of the UK and the Ghana Bar Association. So that way you have access directly to a set of lawyers that don't just take your money and tell you your case is going fine. I don't know how many of those stories you people have heard. Your case is going fine. You get that your case hasn't been moving at all. There's nothing happening with your cases. But I'm hoping with this new collaboration agreement that we've done, backed by the High Commissioner, who's keen and supported us very well, that those situations will be resolved in due course. Recently, we've worked with the Lord Mayor, also helping us, trying to build up the infrastructure in the country. The collaboration agreements that we've got with him in the City of London makes up the financing arrangements will take place in a smooth and constructive way. We can't give you those discounts that these developers are giving you, about 15% and raffle tickets and all the rest of it. I can't do that. We don't sell land. But what I can deal with you is this. I can guarantee you, if you come through my sisters on point, I will make sure that the rates that these lawyers are charging you will be fixed in a sensible way that you can afford and the job done perfectly well. concludes on. Keep calm. Trust me, just keep calm and keep investing. It's a good place. You just have to fine-tune yourself. Invest in real estate, it's good money. You heard what he said. It's good business if you do it right. But keep calm and be wise. Be diligent. Be diligent. It's so important to be wise in what you do. I don't think there's nobody in this land or in this room here today that would buy a property in the UK without having a conveyancer involved. You just wouldn't do it. Don't do the same in another jurisdiction just because you think it's in Ghana and things can go a different way. Don't do that. Be wise. I pray for you to do so. But more importantly, be positive. Over the last couple of years, things have gone quite bad for people. COVID and the economy and all the rest of it. All I'm imploring you all to do is just be positive in whatever you do in Ghana. Ghana is a place where if you have the right link, the right connection, it's as smooth as pie. That's it. Thank you.